If you think about it, this is literally what I do at the library. So I've been trained for this. She really did a number. I said that as if I knew how I was going to start. Oh, I can totally fit it on an empty shelf. There's empty space, but there's not an empty shelf. Somehow we made it to the end. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be organizing my bookshelves. I don't know how much I'm going to actually film of this. I might make it into a reading vlog type thing because I'm trying to film it for TikTok. So having to film horizontal and vertically at the same time might be very challenging, but I'm going to film as much as I can for YouTube. My bookshelves are very DIY. There's paint chipped, the boards are warped because we took them in the rain. The wallpaper is creased because wallpaper is so incredibly difficult to put up, so do not recommend that unless you have so much patience. There's a shelf up here that actually does not have all the wallpaper on it that it should. We did not know that, and I figured that out when I put this shelf up. We're just gonna look past it. They will still hold my shelves. They will still hold my books. They're still sturdy. I'm gonna go unbox all my books and make little piles. I'm very excited to get all my books in. I've been waiting for a true book room. This is our guest room, book room, craft room, office. I've yet to actually map out kind of how I want the books. So I'm thinking, because honestly, I'll probably film from this angle. So all the books will be seen. I'm thinking romance, fiction, non-fiction, fantasy, because then I can kind of flow like the romance into fiction and the fantasy into non-fiction. And I'm also going to do thriller on this shelf because now I'm going to have Jake's books with mine. That's kind of my plan, I think. I also, non-fiction was going to be kind of like my junk shelf to an extent. I have like random kids books and some journals that I'm going to put on it. So maybe I'll do this one as non-fiction and all that, because then if it really looks chaotic, you won't see it. And I have this giant pile right in front of me. And eventually I'm gonna get one of those like spinny cart things for my TBR. And that's kind of all in its own box. Junk shelf right here is, I have all of my journals. Like I said, just gonna make piles in front. I did also add random stuff on top of my books to make them a little less heavy. So, all of these need to go into my closet because it's just all my hats and Disney ears. If you think about it, this is literally what I do at the library. So I've been trained for this. I was also thinking of doing a classics section. When we first got our dog, she really did a number on my Once Upon a Broken Heart edition I got in Puerto Rico. So I have no idea what I want to do with this because I don't want to just throw it away, because I can salvage some of the pages. So if I have any like DIYs I want to do where it's like a book page, it would come from this. So at least she's cute. Anytime I put a box on the ground, I always try to, lift with my legs, not my back. And I feel like anytime that goes through my head, I lift with my back. See, I have random kids books because I've just been thrifting these. And I actually thrifted 2 yesterday that are Star Wars versions of those. I did get this movie adaptation, Pride and Prejudice. Really happy about it. Here's where we're at with 2-ish boxes. I will be back after I've probably unpacked all the rest because this is it's gonna be really messy. Alright, I finished unpacking all the boxes. Really ridiculous. But they're all done. I guess you guys can't see them. All on the floor. The pile thing worked until it didn't. It just started to get really messy, but that's where we're at. And now I'm gonna start doing my shelves. I said that as if I knew how I was gonna start, but I don't. I think I might start like romance and work my way in. This is a little better of an angle so you can see what I'm doing. So I think I'm gonna face them out so I can see what's going on. Start getting them off the floor. I think that's the best plan of attack here. I also wanted to do like sports romance, that kind of stuff, like have young adult together, but then because I don't have as many young adult romances, so I'm gonna keep some stuff together. Okay, I'm done categorizing romance. I really just put authors together. So, they're just on here for now. I'm going to probably speed this up and just get all the romance done. I think I'm just going to go genre by genre because this is going to get really, really annoying. So this is where I've gotten on my romance shelf so far. I'm really enjoying this. This is really satisfying to have all of my series together. I'm gonna leave off with my romance like this. I do have a lot on my TBR that will fill in the gaps, so I don't want to like squeeze everything in there that I can if I need the room anyway. So here's what we're working with. You can't even tell that this shelf doesn't have wallpaper on it, so I might actually not have to worry about that. So that's just kind of where I'm at right now. It's not the cutest, but they're on the shelf. I have a lot more fantasy than I do any other genre, which I find interesting. So I'm wondering if my fiction shelf will also have to be half fantasy. So I'm not gonna really do much organizing to the fiction shelf. I'm gonna put them all on there, but not organized, so I know if I need more room. So going to put all the books on here, but move to fantasy instead. This is what I'm working with as in terms of how many books I have. I do have some YA fiction mixed in there because I just saw like all of Jennifer Lynn Barnes's books, which will just go on the fiction shelf. I'm not even going to try to separate young adult and adult fantasy. They're all the same to me. I also really wanted to make a Harry Potter shelf. I'm going to do the same thing I did where I just need to start actually organizing them on there because I'm running out of room for my files. And guess what? It's not all going to fit. I might have to do Throne of Glass in a stack as much as I can fit because I'm using a lot of empty space right here. I still have so many stacks around me, and I know I'm going to do like some of the books on my fiction shelf, but the ones I wanted to put on the shelf, don't know if they'll fit. I'm thinking my plan for the bottom shelf is just going to be all of my hardcovers. So I'm gonna start adding my vampire books to the second shelf. I have 2 series that I know 100% are vampires. I don't think I read many. Of course, we have Twilight. I honestly didn't realize how much fantasy I have. I didn't think it was gonna be that much. Alright, we're moving on to fiction. I'm going to start with the classics. I'm debating on putting all of my classics just in alphabetical by author's last name because I don't know how else I want to organize it. They're just all falling. And I'm not going to say I have read all my classics. So maybe I'll do like a reading classics week or something. And of course, I'm pacing out the movie cover. I'm gonna do my fiction next, and then do Harry Potter, and then the rest of my fantasy books. I think this is literally all of like my fiction. I'm getting more into fiction now, and there's a few that I don't have physical copies of that I have read. These I would consider just like YA fiction. I think they're mystery technically. I'm gonna put them up here just to even give some stuff on here. Okay. I do have these really cute bookends that I got at Goodwill. Moving down, we're gonna do Harry Potter. For my Harry Potter shelf, I'm gonna end up putting the few Funko Pops that I have, and me and Jake both have a wand from Universal. So I'm gonna get wand stands to end up putting them on here. So now, the last shelf. I have still a good amount of books on the ground, which is crazy, because this is gonna be like I said, kind of a random shelf. These ones aren't going to be organized by like thriller, mystery, etc. I don't know what they're really about. I know some of them, but I don't know what they would be considered. My plan for these shelves is going to be the top shelves are just going to be mystery, thriller, and I'm probably going to do the kids on the bottom. And then I'm thinking the second shelf will hold all of my old journals. Probably this one will be nonfiction because we barely have any, and poetry will be in there too. Alright, these 3 shelves are kind of done. I think I have some extra nonfiction books kind of floating around. I have like random old books that like my grandparents have given me, and then our coffee table books, which I'm gonna keep as coffee table books, so these will need to be taken out. And I also have a few picture books that I've just gotten because I like them. This was my senior grad party guest book, so I definitely want this on here. And then I have my bigger scrapbooks of like when we went to Europe, and then I have one of when we went on our cruise. Unfortunately, they're gonna look really ugly right here. Alright, somehow we made it to the end of the book filling, at least. I still need to get a TBR holder. I'm gonna get one of the spinny bookshelves. I just have a box of my TBR. I was literally like, oh, I can totally fit it on an empty shelf. There's empty space, but there's not an empty shelf. So I have about half an hour to finish cleaning up this room. Mainly the shelf I can decorate is the Harry Potter shelf because I have a lot of Funko Pop type things. A good bit of my decorations are over here. It's also decorations for like the entire apartment. Not just in here, it just all ended up in there because it's all fragile. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Like for now with our wands, because I really do want to get a wand stand for each, I might just display them. I'm just gonna put them up top for now. It looks kind of dorky, but that's fine. I'm just gonna start going and honestly probably just do a time lapse of this because it's not gonna be a very smooth situation. Alright, that's all I'm going to do for today because I really do need to get on with things. So currently it's decorated. I don't want it to be too decorated with little trinkets and stuff because it looks overwhelming sometimes. So I'm trying to keep it minimal. I have gotten rid of quite a bit of like my trinkety things just because they do get overwhelming with how small they are. The rest of them are going to end up on other shelves in the rest of the house, but not like bookshelves. So I'm going to give you guys an overview of the decorations I put on. And yeah. So I put little plants at the top. I have my book nook things, some little trinkets. One non-negotiable is my Shamrock Jelly Cat. This felt so fitting to be on the classic shelf. I'm honestly not going to put her there. Got the wand on top. Harry Potter shelf, wonderful. I took all the Funko Pops out of their boxes because they're just so clunky and it looks so much better. So then I have little Bucky Barnes and a few Cinderellas. And I've got Toothless up there with another wand, another book nook. I think, yeah, that's about it for that one since it's really packed. So that, and then just a few things have changed, not really. As I said, that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm going to try to clean up this room if I have any time. I don't honestly know what time it is. I don't think I have time for it. I do have to show you my little assistant over here. I hope it was good. I hope it wasn't too like, here's what I did. I hope I was able to get some clips of me actually putting stuff on the shelves. I'm sure my shelves will change very often, especially as I get more books and put them on the shelves. Finish my TBR, put them on the shelves, etc. But very proud of how we DIY'd them. You honestly can't really see the mistakes now that there's a bunch of stuff on it. But I love it. I think this will be a really fun space to use for my book YouTube videos because I am really trying to get back into it. I really want to film more things, wrap-ups, reading vlogs, whatever it is. Normal vlogs anyway. I just want more like stuff I can look back on. Because I really like watching my old videos, which sounds very narcissistic, but I like looking at them to see what I was doing. So, but for now, this is the current book room. Very happy with it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any book video recommendations. I'm definitely planning on doing some themed weeks. I think I had mentioned like potentially reading classics for a week or whatever kind of a thing. I see people do 3 books in 3 days. Just different genres that they read in 1 week. Definitely as the holidays get closer, those videos are very popular. So anyway, that's all I've got for now. But I hope you guys liked it, and I will see you in hopefully the next one. Bye!